Hello and welcome to the second tutorial of the series. This tutorial will be teaching you about constructors and printing in Java. If you may recall from the first tutorial, if you watched it, this is the block of code that we have at the moment. We have our class named FFF. We have one variable called variable. We have a simple method which basically returns the variable, which would be 0. Constructors basically set the values of variables. So to create constructor, you type the visibility modifier, which for this program we're going to make it public, and then we type the name of the class. It has to be the name of the class. My name of the class is FFF, so FFF, open close brackets, not parentheses. For every block of code it has to have a start and an ending, so open parentheses and close parentheses. Basically, it's going to be very simple. We're just going to set variable to equal 0 to equal 0, and that basically sets your variable called variable to equal 0. Next thing we're going to do is spruce this method up a bit because it's a bit boring and it doesn't do anything. All it basically does is return variable, which is set to 0, so it returns 0. So if we want to do something with it, we set variable to equal itself, variable, plus 1, semicolon. So basically that increments variable by 1. If you compile that, create a new FFF, and then run the method, you can see it was set to 0 in the constructor, but our method incremented it by 1, so therefore it becomes 1. As for the printing, if you want to print something, we'll create a new method for actually being able to print. So another method starts with the visibility modifier, public. As the method isn't going to return anything, it's going to be set to void, which means it has no return type, and then give it a name. I'm going to name mine example print. Nothing's passed to it, so it's just open close brackets again. Every block of code has to have a start and an end. Open and close parentheses. Basically, in this one, you're going to have to type System.out.println. You can put ln at the end, that's print line, which creates a new line, or you can just put print. I'm just going to use print for now. It does matter about case sensitivity, that has to be a capital S. Java is case sensitive, unfortunately. Okay, open the bracket, and then basically all we're going to do is put those marks, I've forgotten what they're called, and we're going to write the current number is, and do that so it turns green. It was red, but because now we've closed it, it becomes green, so you know that's right. And then we're going to plus our variable name, which is variable, and then we're just going to simply close that bracket. Actually, I'm going to put space in there so it spaces it. So basically all we've done in this is we've created a constructor which is the same name as the class. We've set our variable name variable to equal 0. We've created our sample method which sets variable to be itself plus 1. So every time that method is ran, it'll increase by 1. And then we're going to print the results as it'll display the current number is, and then our variable, which will go up by 1 each time. So if we compile that, it needs a semicolon on the end. Sorry about that. If we compile that, no syntax errors. Create a new FFF. Now we can run sample method again. Because it's compiled, it'll reset it in the constructor. So it's now at 1. See daisy, I didn't close that. There we go. If we run it again, obviously it'll keep incrementing it by 1 each time. Run it again. and that's 3. And if you want to print the result, you click the example print, which is a new method, and you can see the number is 3. I've got to clear it from last time. If we increment it again, see, it's now 4, and then we run the example print and it will say the number is 4. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.